welcome back to another 3D design tutorial where we're going to learn a little more about Spline and create this very cool looking 3D weather card. Spline is literally the Figma for 3D design with its, super intuitive interface, and for a designer, it's very important to sort of be able to communicate their ideas through 3D. And with that intention, we're learning and, starting out with Spline. Art might look slightly difficult to make in terms of a person who is just stepping into the world of 3D design. But trust me, it's very simple to make, and it's actually a good starting point if you're learning how to do 3D and spline. So I'll just get rid of the rectangle here. So the next thing I'm going to do here is change the color of the background to something lighter, maybe a very cool shade of blue. Just selecting a random color here. And I'm going to go down and change the grid to front, back, XY, because this is going to give me a good reference point for the entire illustration, the weather card. And let's just create a sphere for the sun. I'm going to drag and just create a sphere. I can resize it by going to shape, and under the size options, I can do all of the XYZ as 100. And I want it to be in the center of the screen. So I'm going to go change the position and change the values of XYZ to 0, 0 and 0. So basically 0 for all three. This makes sure that the sphere is in the center. And next thing I'm going to do is create a cylinder for the sunbeam. So let's just take the cylinder from the toolbar on top and create something here. The next thing I'm going to do is change the size here. So I'm going to keep X as 8, Y 20 and Z 8 again. This will give me a uniform cylinder. And I'm going to select this and bring it closer to the sun here. And let's just, you can manually also adjust the position of the sunbeam, or you can just select it. And I'm going to use these arrows to sort of bring it to the center here. Or I can just, let's just change the rotation first and make sure it's laid properly. So yeah, let's just select and change the position. So I'm going to keep Y and Z 0 here, and X is going to be minus 90. So now our sunbeam is perfectly aligned to the sun, and we want the sunbeam to go around the sun, right? We want the to be cloned across. So what we'll do is we select cylinder and go to cloner here. And we are going to the multiple options here, radial, linear, grid, object. We're going to select radial in our case. And we are going to, there are multiple options as you can see. So we'll go to base now and we'll hide the base. We don't want the initial sunbeam to show. And we will change the count here to something like 8. Radius, let us just keep it 70. And the starting position, if you see, is already set to 0 and the end is 360. That means it will go around the entire, we'll make an entire circle. And alignment here, yes, we want it to be aligned. And the axis here is going to be Y-axis. You can try around and do X and Z and see how it looks, but here I'm going to keep it Y. And in the different things here, I'm going to go up and change the position so it takes a proper shape around the sphere. So we're going to change the position here and make X 0. And rotation, I'm going to make it X 0 as well. So now our sun is all ready to be given a proper color and shade and depth. So let's just select the sphere here and go to color. Right beside the color option, you'll see a drop down. So we're going to select the drop down here and go to depth, because we just don't want to add a color because that is going to make our 3D design look flat. Depth will add some depth to it, as the name suggests. We're going to go to RAM and select the initial color to be a shade of yellow. This is the hex code for that. I'm going to enter the hex code here. And the outer color, I want it to be black only because it's going to add some gradual amount of depth. So now we are going to go and let's just see. We want the type to be radial. Let's just select origin here and enter certain numbers here. The X is going to be 20, Z is going to be 20 as well, and Y can be 10. So you can also manually control this by holding these handles and just, seeing whatever suits best for you. I'm just trying to manually adjust something here, seeing if this works better, just dragging it, just like that. And you can add some color here. So all of that is possible, just to customize it as much as you want to. So yeah, just like that. So with that done, let's just enter our near and far values. So I'm going to keep the near value to somewhere around 16 and the far value to be somewhere around 180, I think. So yeah, this looks good. Let's just go back to our materials here and change the lighting opacity to be around 80. And we can change the blending mode here to overlay, which will make it slightly brighter. So next thing I'm going to do is add another material here. So I'm going to go click on this plus icon, go all the way to the click on the drop down and go all the way to matte cap. Matte cap is basically material capture, which gives a certain material, gives certain texture to your geometry. So here I'm going to go first column, second row. So next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to the blending modes here, click on this icon right here and change it to overlay. So now my matte cap has blended well with the object. And I'm going to add another material here, which is going to be Fresnel. And this will add a nice glowing effect to the sun. So let's just select that, and I'm going to let everything be as it is, like the default setting, and the color is also going to be white. And we'll just change the blending mode here to overlay again. So with that, our sun is ready. Now what we have to do here is we have to make this part of our material library. So we're going to click on the 4 dots here and go to all the way up to the add icon right here. And this is what we have done. We have created a material of our own, and I'm going to rename it to sun. Now wherever we have to add this material, we can just use it from the material library, which we're going to do now. Let's just go to cylinder here because we want to add the same material. So we'll just go here and go all the way to material. Press on these 4 dots and add sun, the material that we just created. So with that, our sun is completely ready. It looks very cool, isn't it? So yeah, now it's time for us to make the clouds. So let's just select the sphere here, and I'm going to hold shift and drag to get an even sized sphere. And we're also going to manually adjust it, or you can just set the X, Y, Z values here. In this case, I'm going to do 60 for all. And let's just select the sphere and just place it closer to the sun. And I'm going to duplicate it by pressing Command D. And I'm going to duplicate it again for the center portion, and I want that to be slightly bigger. So I'm going to do XYZ 80 for the center sphere. And you can just manually adjust the position here, move it slightly towards the left. And yeah, this looks better. Now we're going to go all the way to merge geometry, then make a union and create a boolean. I'm going to apply and edit this. We'll see a brush option on the toolbar on top. There are multiple brushes here which you can, use, adjust the radius, strength, and shape and mold your form as you want. So this is something which you should try, and you'll figure out on your own. But you can see the process of how I did it. I'm just adjusting the shape of the cloud here and smoothing out the surfaces. So yeah. You are a summer and after all I'll keep you a summer and after. Now that our cloud is ready, let's add some nice material to it. We'll go and add glass, and for the glass, let's just change the values here a little bit. Let's just bring the blur all the way up to around 150, because that is going to make the cloud opaque. But you're thinking why I'm giving it a glass effect, then you'll find out. So thickness, let's just go all the way up to 250, and refraction, let's just make it 1.08. So why I wanted the glass effect was because I wanted the sun to show through behind the cloud to give that effect. So now we'll add another material here. We'll add depth. Let's just go to depth here, and we'll change the value of the ramp here. Let's just add the first color to be a shade of gray. This is the hex code I have here, and I'm going to change the last color here to white. So yeah, I'll add some certain amount of depth to the cloud. I'm going to change the near value to let's just change it to 0. And the far value to somewhere around, let's just keep it 70 or maybe 60. So yeah, so once that is done, we'll reduce the opacity of the depth here. We'll make it somewhere around 20, and we'll add another material here, And this time I'm going to add something called displace. Now why we are adding displace is what we'll find out later. But for now, what we'll do here is let's just click here and see. We have the type will be simplex, scale will be 10, but we'll make it 0 because we don't want it now. And we'll add Fresnel again to add that glowing effect. I'm going to keep it, let's just change the color here to something darker. Let's just change the value here. So here's the hex code, and then I'm going to change it into, it's a very dark shade of gray. And I'm going to change the bias to, somewhere around 0.14, and then everything else be the same. And I'm going to change the blending mode to overlay here. So yeah, that looks nice. Now let's just add another material here. So let's just go to material and add matte cap again. This time I'm going to go to 4th column, 2nd row. And this is the material that I'll be adding. And let's just change the blending mode here to screen. And you can see how it gets like a very nice shiny texture. So yeah, that is what we're aiming for. And yeah, so our sun and the cloud, both of these things are ready. The next thing we'll do is we'll just, let's just orbit across the screen by using Option on the keyboard. And you can see how beautiful your, the form looks from different angles. I'm going to move the cloud a little bit in the front because right now it's way too inside the sun. So yeah, let's just add that, depth to the entire structure, entire illustration here. And I want to add the raindrops now. So let's just go to cylinder again and create a cylinder here. Now let's just adjust the size here. I'm going to make X10, Z10, and Y, let's just make it somewhere around 30. So yeah, once that is done, we're going to change the rotation here. I'm going to make X 0 so I can see the raindrops properly. And yeah, we can just position it manually and just, adjust it. And let's just add the material here. You can browse through the material library, but in my case, I want to look for a particular material in the spline library. So I'm going to write the name of the material, that is glass color palette, and I'm going to go with glass color pattern 02. So that's what I'm going to select here. Now you can see that the material has been applied, but I want to edit the material even further. So I'm going to go to, I'm going to add another material here, and I'm going to add basically the depth, and I'm going to color it. So let's just add the initial color to be some shade of blue. So let's just select that and just give it a random color here. I'm just going with my gut. Don't have a particular hex code in mind here. And the end color to also be a darker shade of blue. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And once that is done, I'm going to just go to I'm going to adjust the near and far values. So the near value, I'm going to make it 5, and the far value, I'm going to make it 24. And I'm going to change the y-axis here to somewhere around -19 to give that effect of darker to lighter, the way the color is going from dark to light. So yeah, so that is done. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to select depth and drag it all the way down and make it the last layer here. And I'm going to change the opacity of lighting to 90. And I'm going to also change the blending mode to overlay. I'm going to do that for the rest of it as well. I'm going to change the opacity of the glass here. But before, I'm also going to change the refraction here to somewhere around 1.60. And I'm going to change the glass opacity to around 60. And also add a blending mode here as well, which is going to be overlay. Again, with the matte cap, the material capture, I'm going to change the opacity to 60. And I'm going to add another blending mode here, which is overlay again. For Fresnel, I'm going to make it, a very dark shade of blue, maybe. And I'm going to change the blending mode to screen. So yeah, once that is done, I'm going to go to matte cap again, and I'm going to change the opacity to somewhere around, let's just do it 70. And I'm going to change the blending mode to overlay again. So with that, my raindrop is all set. It is, I can always keep adjusting the values here, make it lighter till you have achieved your final, your desired sort of look for the raindrop. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. The sun, the cloud, and the raindrop, all of these things are looking pretty nice. It's time for us to put it on a background. So I'm going to select the rectangle from the toolbar and create one right behind the object, just like this. And let's just resize it. I'm going to make the X to be around 300 and Y can be somewhere around 400. Or let's just make 360 and Y to be somewhere around 280 to give it a nice rectangle. To make it a nice rectangle, and let's just manually adjust it right behind the object how we want to. I'm leaving some space at the bottom to add the weather conditions later on. So now let's just change X2 to 40. I want it to be a little more narrow. So yeah, let's add some corner radius here. I want it to be really rounded. And extrusion value to around 12. Let's add the bevel as well to 8. Bevel sides to around 8 as well. This will add a very nice smooth corner to your card. And you can just orbit across the screen and check this out. It looks very cool. So let's just use the controls to come back to the center. Now it's time to add the materials here. So I'm going to click on the 4 dots here. And I already have a material in mind. So I'm going to go to the library and add write gradient saturation. And we'll go all the way down to gradient saturation 06. So this is the material that we were looking at. And yeah. We're going to manually adjust it though. So we're going to go to depth here. And I'm going to change the colors here slightly. So I want this blue to be of a particular hex code. So let's just add the hex code here. And we'll add another hex code right here at the end as well. So let's just type that in. So yeah, once that is done, let's just rename our boolean to cloud and the cylinder to raindrop. So yeah, this is done. Now it's time for us to select all these layers just like this and hit Command G on your keyboard to create a group. Now we can align this group by adjusting the position by making X, Y, Z as 0 here. And now the card is right in the center of the screen here. Now you can just orbit by pressing Option. Now see how the sun has entered the, it's right inside the card. So we need to fix that. I'm going to select the sun and the cloud and the sunbeam here. And I'm going to bring it, just adjust it and bring it in the front. And we'll come back to the center. Now from here, let's just adjust the lighting. So I'm just manually, just selecting the controls here for the lighting and just manually adjusting it. So using the arrows here, just like this. I want it to, fall diagonally on the card. So yeah, let's just quickly do that. And enter specific values, or you can just, do how I am doing. And I'm changing the intensity here to somewhere around 0.60 and the blur value to be around 2. And if you want the shadow to be even smoother, you can change the penumbra to somewhere around 6. So yeah, that looks cool enough. And now let's just add another light here, which is called the point light. So for the point light, I'm going to, adjust the position here. I'm going to make Y to be around 50 and Z to be around 160. So that the shadow is way too harsh here. So I'm going to, turn off the shadows here by turning this option to no. And we have to sort of adjust other things as well here. So let's just let the intensity be 1 and we can change the distance to somewhere around, let's just make it 3000. And we can add sun decay here by, I'm just sliding across and seeing what works better here. So let's just stick with 2. So yeah, this looks pretty cool. But now it seems like I have to fix the intensity here. So let's just change that to somewhere around 0.80. So yeah, this looks done. This looks good enough. Now finally, it's time for us to add the text. So we're going to select the text option from the toolbar and create a text box right here. And we're going to enter the temperature value. Let's just enter something like 26 degrees. To create that degree sign, you can press Shift, Alt and 8 together. And now you can just adjust the values, the font size, the thickness, and everything else. I'm turning off the lighting here and giving it a nice white color, so it looks very nice and bright on the card. And I'm going to duplicate this text right here and just pressing Command D and creating another copy and writing Shah's right underneath it. Now, similar to how I did for 26 degrees, I'm going to change the values here, font size, line height, spacing, everything, whatever I want to. And finally, I'm going to center align everything and ensure it's rightly positioned, just like this. And with that, our card is ready. You can orbit around the screen and admire it from different angles, top and bottom, right and left. It looks cool from every angle. We'll learn how to animate this in the next tutorial, so stay tuned for part 2. I hope you found this video helpful and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.